Okay, we're going to do the June 2013 variant free 2. So you're going to prepare a spreadsheet. You're going to create the chart to calculate cost for diving trips, and you have to display currency in dollars and 2 decimal places. Use a suitable software package, load the file J1 332 sheet. You find this in your June 2013 folder, variant free 2, and here we go, J1 332 sheet. I open it up and have make some columns bigger so I can see all the information. So you got months split up in quarters, and at the end I got totals. So here I got best, worst and average month. So insert the new row above row 1. Put the mouse cursor on the number 1, right click, insert a blank row. In cell A1, enter the text or the title, Super Scuba Trips 2012 to 13. So in here I type in Super Scuba Trips 2012 to 13. Make that okay. Merge cells B2 to E2, F2 to I2, J2 to M2, N2 to Q2. So I got to merge B2 to E2. So I select the cells. From home I click on merge cells. I do the same from F2 to I2. I merge the cells from J2 to M2 and from N2 to Q2. I will merge the cells. Then it says format the cells so that the center aligned with a black 18-point sans serif font, which is Arial. Each has a grey background and a thin black border. So I select full ranges I merged and I change it to 18 point and Arial. So I change the size to 18. I change the font to Arial. I change the background to light grey, and from here, which is the border, I choose border. So they all got a border around it, and I make it center aligned. Okay, I got to format cells A2 and R2 so they appear the same. So only my select cells A2, and then I press on Control and I select R2, and same thing, make it grey, border, change the size to 18, center line, and I'm going to choose font type Arial. So that's now complete. My row has been formatted as required in the exam paper. Format cells 8, okay, that's done. In cell E4, use the function to calculate the total, the number of trips in May and June, April, May and June. So number of trips, April, May and June. I want to add these 3 values up. So what I can use is sum, equal, sum, open bracket, I select my range I want to add up, close bracket, enter. In cell E5, use a function to calculate the total income, and then number 9 and E6, the total expenditure. So same thing, I want to add up cells B5, C5 and D5. So I'm going to use equal sum to get me the total. I select my range, press enter. Equal sum again, open bracket, I select my range and I press enter. So I've used the sum to calculate the totals of number of trips, income and expenditure. Replicate these functions in steps 7 to 9 for the other quarters. So here I'm going to use equal sum, open bracket, and I select the second quarter, and the quick way is drag it down. So it automatically sum up income and expenditure. So here again I do equal sum, open bracket, I select my range, and then I will drag this down, so save me time from entering formulas each time I use fill down. Calculate the profit for each month, and it tells you profit is income, take away expenditure. So profit I got to calculate in here, so I do equals, I click on income, I click on minus, and then I click on expenditure and press enter. So I can drag this all the way across, so I can calculate, it automatically calculates C5 take away C6, that's correct. D5 take away D6, yeah, is correct. Calculate the total number of trips, income, expenditure, and profit for the year. So in here, I want the total number of trips, income, expenditure, and profit. So I can click on equals, sum, open bracket. Okay, I'm only going to select now the months or the subtotal. So I select the months, I press comma. I select my other quarter, I press comma. I select my other quarter, my third quarter, I press comma, and then I select the fourth quarter. So you can see I've made 4 selections to only include the months, not the subtitles, and after each selection I put a comma, I close my bracket, and I press enter. Now if I drag this down, this should replicate the formula for the income, yeah, B5 to D5, and it's automatically put the commas, and it's selected the other quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4, and just click on profit, yeah, it's done the same thing for each one. So now on the left in the footer you need to add your name, sender number, candidate number. On the right, an automated file name and path. So I'm going to click on insert, header footer. On the left you put your name, sender number, and candidate number, and on the right you put an automated file path. And okay, you should have to click on path because inserted in twice. So you just click on file path, you put the path and the file name. I click on the spreadsheet, I go to view, and then I go to normal. So when I print it, it will come out as required, and although I cannot see it in my normal view, it will come out on each printout. So in cell B9 use a function to display the greatest monthly profit. So the greatest monthly profit in cell B9. So I'm going to use the function max, but it said the greatest monthly profit. So I must not select subtotal. I only have to select the months in quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, and leave out the subtotal. So I do equals max, I open bracket. I select the profit from quarter 1, I put a comma. I select the profit from quarter 2, I put a comma. I select the profit from quarter 3, I put a comma, and I select the profit from quarter 4. So I made 4 selections only for the months in each quarter. I close the bracket and I press enter. So the best month gave me 28,836. So now I want to display the lowest monthly profit. So the lowest profit, I'm going to use the function equals min, and I do it with the same technique. I only select the months for the first quarter, comma, leave out the subtotal, select the months for the second quarter, comma, leave out the subtotal, select the months for the third quarter, comma, leave out the subtotal and select the months for the fourth quarter, close the bracket, enter, and the worst month is December, so it's going to show 0. So the average profit, if I calculate the average monthly profit, so here I'm going to use the formula equals average, open bracket, and the same thing, I select the first quarter, comma, the months in the second quarter, comma, the months then in the third quarter, comma, and the months then in the fourth quarter, closing bracket, and enter. Apply appropriate formatting to all cells except row 2. So all these cells here deal with money. I press Control and I select these 3 as well. So I right click, format cells, currency, and I want to choose dollars. So I'm going to look here for dollars and I'll press OK. So I'm going to put all these cells that deal with money into dollars. So edit the formula in cell B11 so it rounds the value to the nearest whole dollar. Display the contents in this cell as integer values. So you say you've got to edit a formula. So in B11, so I don't delete the formula, I've got to make changes to it to round it off to the nearest whole dollar. So I can use the function equals, I can put round before it, I open the bracket, and this is my calculation. I get a number from this calculation, and put a comma, and I want to round it off to 0 decimal places, close my bracket. So it equals round, I open the bracket, I kept my average function as it is, I put a comma, 0, and I close my brackets, I press enter, and that's rounded it off to the nearest whole number. So I want this now as an integer value. An integer is a whole number, so I right click, format cells, and I put it to 0 decimal places. So I get rid of the decimal places, I just keep it as a whole number. Okay, save and print the spreadsheet showing formula. Make sure it's a landscape. You can see the row and column headings and the contents are fully visible. So I've got to show the formula. So I click on formulas, then I click on show formula, and then I just have to neaten everything up and make sure I can see all the formulas. So I double click each column to make sure everything is neat and tidy. So let's take a long, see if it's a short way. If I select spreadsheet and I can double click on one, does it change? Yeah, it changes for all of them. So I select the spreadsheet, I double click on one, and they all change to fit the cell widths. Okay, now I want to print the formula. So office, print, I go to active sheet, preview. The page setup, it got to be landscape, and it doesn't say how many sheets wide at all, but it says I've got to show row and column headings. So I click on sheet, row and column headings, okay, and so that's page 1 of 2, so it goes 2 pages wide. The question never told me it needs to be 1 page wide. But let's change it to 1 page wide. So page, fit to 1 and OK. It's a bit small, so this question never instructed how you want it to look, so it should be 1 page wide, 2 pages wide, it's okay. So you print it, and then you close, print preview. Print the spreadsheet showing the values. Fits on a single page. Okay, now it tells you you've got to fit on a single page and the contents of the cell are fully visible. So I take off my formulas, and as you can see I've got to make the cells or columns wider. So click on all the spreadsheet and I double click on just on the first column, and it automatically increases it for the other columns. But I have to select spreadsheet first. Then I click on the office icon, print, okay, active sheet, let's preview it. It's in landscape, let's go to page setup, fit to 1 okay, fits on 1 page wide. I can see all the information, I can see the values, I print it, then I close, print preview. Okay, let's carry on working. Number 21, update the spreadsheet for the data for December. Income has to be 45, expenditure 42,000. So for December, income would be 45,000 and expenditure 42,000, and it automatically worked out the profit. Print a spreadsheet showing the values, fits on a single page, and everything is fully visible. So I'll just print it off again. Print, go to preview, it fits on 1 page, landscape, I can see all my values. I click on print, then I close, print preview. Produce a vertical bar chart to compare the monthly income for each of the 12 months. Fully label your chart and place a copy of the chart in your evidence document. Okay, so now I need to make a vertical bar chart just for the months. So it says I got to show the monthly income for the 12 months. So I need month and income only. I do not include the subtotals. So how will you do this? You select your first quarter without pressing control on the keyboard, just with the mouse. Then I press control on the keyboard and I select my second quarter. I can let go of control when I finished making my selection. When I want to select the third quarter, I press control on the keyboard, keep my hand on control by the way, and select my third quarter. Then I can let go of control. So fourth quarter, same thing. I press control on the keyboard and I select the fourth quarter, and I can let go of control. Then I do the same thing for income. I press control on the keyboard, keep my hand on control, select the first quarter, then I can let go of control, and you can even let go of the mouse after I made the selection. Second quarter again, I press control on the keyboard, I make my selection, I let go of control, I can let go of the mouse. Third quarter, I press control on the keyboard, keep my finger on control, make the selection, let go of control, let go, left click on the mouse. Then the fourth quarter, press control on the keyboard and make my selection. I can let go of control and let go of the mouse. So as you can see, I've selected the months and I selected the income. My first selection, I did not press control. I just selected from B3 to D3, and every other selection after that, because there was a gap between the selections, because we did not want to include subtotal, I kept my finger on control whilst I made the selection. After I made the selection, I took my finger off control. Now go to insert, column, I click on the column chart. Okay, it all looks correct, and make sure, I'm going to make sure it's fully labeled and do not display a legend. So what I do, I will click on chart layouts and I choose this title, horizontal and vertical title, and I got a legend there, but I can delete that. So I click on this, I can delete my legend. I change the chart title to something monthly income. So monthly income. Axis title here, I can call this months, and this I can call income. Okay, what I do, I copy this then, and I'll open up Microsoft Word. This will be my evidence document, and I would paste this inside my evidence document. So I'll move this to one side. So that's my vertical bar chart complete. Now I've got to produce a pie chart to compare the number of trips in each quarter. This must be in black and white and grayscale. So you've got to make sure each segment of the pie chart is a slightly different color in black and white. And in this one I've got to include a legend so we can identify each quarter. So I've got to show the number of trips in each quarter. So where we do this, this is the number of trips in the first quarter, this is the number of trips in the second, this is the number of trips in the third, and this is the number of trips in the fourth. So only want to select now the subtotals. So I select my first one by clicking on it. The subtotal for quarter 2, I press control and then click on I4. Subtotal for quarter 3, I press control again and click on M4. After I click on it, I can let go of control. Then subtotal for quarter 4, I press control and click on Q4. So I made 4 selections. Okay, then I click on insert, pie, and I click on the pie chart. So it's labeled each selection 1, 2, 3, 4. That represents each quarter. The graph has to be black and white, so from design I just choose black and white from here, and it puts it in gray shading automatically for me. So now it says, okay, I got a legend, Fully label your chart. Make sure these segments show the number of trips for each quarter. So on here I want to show the number of trips for each quarter. Okay, so I click on layout, data labels. I go to more data labels, and I want to show, there we go, they've come up. So is value, so we can make sure, look, take it off, I click on it to show. Okay, I press close, that's done. I go to design, I lay it again, sorry, chart title above the chart, and I call it number of trips in each quarter. Now this is nearly complete. I got to extract the largest segment so it stands out, and then I got to place this chart in my evidence document. So this is the largest segment. I click on it. I click on the largest segment twice, so only the largest segment is selected. I done that by clicking on it twice. Then I drag it with the mouse so it's separated from the pie chart. Click on the outside, right click, copy, go to my evidence document, and right click with the mouse and paste. Make sure each document has your name, center number, and candidate number. Okay, so I've got my two graphs or charts in my evidence document. So go down, and that's it. That's the question complete. So what I have to do with this now, I'm going to save this as an Excel workbook. Don't keep it as a CSV file. I make sure I'm in the correct folder, June 2013, paper free, variant free 2. I click on save. So that's my spreadsheet saved. I can turn it off. Now I want to save my evidence document, so Office, Save As. I go into my folder, June 2013, paper free 2, and I click on save. So now I can close my evidence document. I completed the spreadsheet question and close my exam paper, and that's now complete.